this conversation lined up. Gia McKay with Walls, play this thing right there now as well. And promised before the break, we're going to have a chat with Gia right now on the show. Good afternoon to you, Gia. How are you doing?
I'm so good. I'm so happy to be doing this with you. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, man, it's been a while, man. It's been a long time coming. I know during the break we were talking about the issues we both had. We won't mention any of those because some of those people may cancel us before we even get this conversation going.
Yes. Yeah, but I'm so grateful that even though we're not together in studio, I've been really, especially when it comes to the release of songs and being able to connect with people far away. I'm so grateful for social media in that regard. I'm so grateful that we get to have this platform and we get to have these conversations. And I mean, you've been with me since the beginning of the journey and you've been super supportive. So it's just so great that we get to keep having these conversations and keep touching base.
I don't know how I've managed. I'll be honest with you. Gia, welcome to the show, man. It's absolutely fantastic having you here as well. Likewise, it's been a journey, as you've mentioned, and we'll delve into that a little bit as the conversation goes on. First of all, I want to ask, how excited have you been since the release of Walls?
It has been so lovely. I've been showered with so much love and support, and everyone's just been so kind, which is always nice because the release of a song is nerve-wracking in and of itself. I think this is my 6th release, but it's still scary. But I was so excited to get the song out there and to share it because obviously it's been I've been doing the work in the background. The producers and I have been working on the song, getting it ready, waiting for people to hear it. So it always feels like such a relief when it's out in the world. And I'm just so excited for people to hear it.
Oh, it's fantastic, man. And trust me when I say this, I think I shared a message with you over the weekend before the conversation really as to listening to the song for the first time completely. And man, oh man, we'll talk into that because it was seriously so good that it reached every single nerve, It was surreal. I don't generally have music that really touches me on that level on a very common, very commonly, because I listen to so much music being in the industry. But this track, Walls, man, it literally broke down every single wall that I'd been building around me, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure if that was the message behind it, but we'll get into that. I want to know more about the track, and obviously where does this track come from? Where does it stem from? And what was the journey like getting the song out there?
I think like a lot of my music, I don't always, it's very organic. I don't always have it pre-planned. And so it was just one of those days I went to the piano and I started with the chorus. That's what came first, the chorus, the melody. And I think upon reflection, I realized that the song was really about things I was challenging myself with. The song is about guarding your heart and being afraid to take that leap of faith that love requires. And I think we can all be afraid to hide, to show parts of ourselves because of fear, insecurity, or hurt. And I've come to realize that sometimes all it takes is a little bit of time and tenderness and just trust to break those walls down. And so I really wanted to capture that in the song. And it's different because I don't always write from a personal perspective, but this is really, like I said, about things I'm challenging myself with, wanting to be brave, wanting to be seen, wanting to show up even when it's scary. So I think that's also what makes the song so special for me.
Amen to that. And I think that journey that you've been through now, obviously it's very well known that you're an independent artist again, and it's something that you've dealt with in the past, obviously. The challenges that come with being an independent artist, but you've also seen the other side of the industry, with getting the assistance and the marketing and all the rest of that as well. That day was a learning curve, and you had to let some of those walls of your own down as well.
For sure. And also, I always say I'm a recovering perfectionist and aspiring good enoughness, right? So I think going into the industry and not knowing much and not, in the beginning, you don't have a lot of connections. You don't know what to do or who to speak to or how to break in. And so it was a lot of stumbling and falling, which I struggle with. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to get it right. I want to do well. But I think it's been such a good lesson to just such a reflection, I think, of life in itself. You just stumble and fall and you figure it out as you go. So that's really the process and how it's been. And I think we've done a pretty good job. I'm really happy. I feel like I've got a great support group and I'm able to do something that I really love. So I feel really grateful, blessed. Yeah.
The one thing that stands out for me really, and it's something that I learned quite a while ago, obviously, within the industry itself, is that patience pays.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sometimes as artists, especially artists in the industry, we tend to try and release something, and we expect that to be out there into the world immediately with the recognition that we wanted. And it's not always like that. Your song may be your best track that you've ever released, but it doesn't get the recognition that you thought you'd get. And the next single that you do gets everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. This industry will do that to you, especially in South Africa.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No. I was just saying, especially in South Africa, as artists, we have that kind of expectation. I don't understand it. I don't understand why, but you go.
I think it's also just what you like as an artist and what listeners might lean towards isn't always the same. Everyone has different tastes, everyone has different perceptions, which is the beauty of music, but also can be the challenge in the sense of you don't know what someone's going to like or not like, what's going to do well and not do well. And also, I mean, I've listened to this song so many times, right? And so it's like at the end of it, I'm super biased and I have no idea. And, you lose touch kind of with perception because you don't know. I've listened to this song every day for I don't know how long. And, you're in studio for 8 to 10 hours and et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's also what makes it a little bit more challenging to know. But I've really tried to focus on, do I love the song? Do I love the process? Is that what because I can't control other people's reactions. So as long as I feel
very true.
I'm enjoying it, then I think it's good. Then it's a success for me.
Perfectly. That's exactly the kind of answer I was hoping for, because I think that when you start doing the music for yourself, that is when you start getting the best out of yourself as well as an artist, because we try and gratify and make everyone else feel great, but I mean at the same time, are you as an artist really building up to someone that you want to be in the industry? Or are you just changing yourself and your persona for somebody else's well-being? And that is an important message. That's a seriously important message right there. I want to break away from the music slightly, Gia, as we always do. What has Gia McKay been up to, man? It's been a crazy whirlwind kind of year, because you've been doing all kinds of different things. Tell us more about the studies. How's that been going?
Thank you for asking. It's been so good. I'm in my final year now of my BSc, and this year has been my favorite year, I think, because what happens is every year you get a little bit more specialized and focused. So first year was like general chemistry and biology and physics, whereas second year was, you kind of become, it becomes a little bit more niche. So now I'm really doing things that I'm passionate about and I really enjoy. I'm loving the genetics. I'm loving the human anatomy. It's been also really good to have the music as that creative outlet, to have it there, because my degree is very academic and very scientific. I don't get to exercise those creative muscles as much. To have music has also just been just a godsend and just been really, really lovely. So I've been really enjoying it. I've been super busy the past few weeks with the song launch and getting everything ready, but it's been so much fun.
Yeah, I can well imagine. I'm glad because, obviously being academically strong as well, doing your doctorate and everything else as well, and then finding that balance to actually do performances, because I mean that's something that as an artist you want to be doing. How have you found that of late? I mean, are you getting those gigs out there now? What's happening in that side of the world?
For sure. I also feel so blessed because I think having the gigging and having the performing as something that I do, also it provides a lot of flexibility, which has been so great for my studies, because my studies aren't very flexible. But being able to say like, yes, I'm free this Wednesday night, or yes, I can do this weekend, or like during the holidays now, I have a lot of gigs lined up because I have more free time, which has been so lovely. So I think it's worked out really perfectly for me.
I'm glad to hear that, man. Gia, really, it is really awesome. Now, you've said this is your 6th single, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think it is, yes. Well, I think I've been counting. Hold on, let's go back. It's been a few years. But six tracks, what lays ahead for Gia McKay with regards to music? Are you planning something, maybe an EP or an album release sometime in the future?
Yeah, I would love a big dream of mine has been to produce a body of work. I would love to storytell with multiple songs. I feel like, so definitely an EP or something like that coming soon. I have 2 songs in the works currently, so I don't know where those are going to be, where they're going to fit in, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the
Oh, that's exciting times. I must be honest with you, we can't wait for the next body of work coming out from you, because hands down, you are probably in my top 5 local artists that I love listening to. So that there is like, you know, I mean, obviously I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of local.
Yes.
I'll just give you an idea, right? So I deal with some of the PRs that deal with the biggest record labels in South Africa. So I get artists from Gallo, I get artists from Sony, I get artists from everywhere coming, and the music coming my way as well. But I really, really have to be honest. There are only a handful of musicians in South Africa that I could listen to any day, all day of the week, and you are definitely one of them. So well done on that. All right,
that means a lot.
Keep doing what you're doing, because that's the most important thing. You know, you are just who you are. You're not changing your music style for anybody else's benefits. I know you've been in the industry for a couple of years now, Gia, and this question always pops up. You know how it goes. You've obviously learned along the way now, you know, from being independent, back in labeling, back into independent artistry. You've learned a lot along the way about the industry itself. What would you be able to give the younger Gia McKay as advice?
I think that's a good question. I think, like I said to you, being aware that you're going to stumble and fall, and that you're not always going to know what to do, and you're not going to get it right, and it's going to be okay. You will figure it out. And I think surround yourself with a good support group. I've done that. I have a great team, and it makes all of the difference, because like you said, it's very easy to lose yourself in the process. It's very easy to get swept up with everyone else. And so to stay grounded, to keep those people around you, and to be yourself. I think just be you, and just do you. I think that's been really good.
Perfect.
There's this beautiful quote. I love Brené Brown. I don't know if you know her, but she talks about, you belong everywhere where you are yourself. And I think that's really lovely, because like interviews can make me nervous, and like performing makes me nervous. You know, I'm doing something that,
of course it does.
But you belong everywhere yourself, and just be you. And
I think if you weren't being nervous with performing or interviews, then you aren't in the right industry, Gia.
This is fair. This is so fair. Yeah, it's a good nerves though. It's good nerves.
Yes, no, absolutely. Final words from yourself, Gia, before we say our thank yous to you. You know, obviously, you've got a lot of people to be grateful. Like you said, your team has supported you and everything else like that. They've gotten this song over the line. You know, take it as your moment. You've just received your first ever summer as a newcomer in the industry. You know, what kind of thank yous would you be giving right now? You know, because it's always important to look back and say, you know what, I wouldn't be here without these people in my life.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, my mother, who is just my biggest fan, and was so encouraging of me taking this step and doing this music journey. I think I owe all of my success to her, really. She's been such an important part of this journey. And I think a big thank you in particular to Kosha Studios, who worked on this track with me. They held so much space for creativity and collaboration, and I just had so much fun in recording studio. And as a newly independent artist, it's so great to get to work with different producers and get to feel that collaborative atmosphere. So I think I would thank them, and just all your listeners for listening. Everyone who's been on the journey with me, I've been shown so much love and support, and it means so much just to be able to do this.
Absolutely awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. Gia, last question. Where can our listeners get hold of you and find the music as well?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Gia McKay Music. I also have a YouTube channel, Gia McKay Music. Please connect. I'd love for you to come along and see what's going on, and how my crazy life is going, and how the music is going. And Walls is on all streaming platforms at the moment, so you can go to.
Absolutely. You've heard it there, guys. Walls available on all digital platforms. I've got it scrolling on the video as well. So on YouTube, you guys will see that. don't forget to go check it out and listen to it on repeat like I have. We're going to go back into another music break. We'll be back after these with some more news.